under the direction of Ian Flint and Thomas Oaks. Assisted by Brandon Cartier, Tyler Kingsland, and Johnson. Color guard, flags, and rifles supervised by Addison Caturli. Assisted by Anthony Cabral and Marla Cohen. Cheerleaders supervised by Rebecca Braga. Band led by drum majors Arrow Grove. Dartmouth High School is proud to present the Dartmouth High School Marching Band. The band will perform the following music for pregame. Music from the movie Robin Hood, Fight, Our Boys Will Shine, and Glory to Dartmouth. With Dartmouth pride, let us welcome to the field our Dartmouth football team. Led by Captains Jackson Hart, Ray Chapman, and Tom Quinn.
Let's go!
And now here's your starting lineups for your Dartmouth Indians. At quarterback, number 12, senior captain Jackson High. At running back, number 21, senior captain Ray Graham.
Hot looks, hot throws. Touchdown Indians! Picked off by Gremlin. He's down the sideline. Heart and soul of the Indian offense. Going in for the score, Marcus Andrews. He's gonna go all the way. Still on his feet.
That was a heck of a run.
And going in for an Indian score. Ricky White to Jackson Hart. Big hug. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the special telecast of Dartmouth High School football. Tonight is the opening round of 16. The 11th ranked Milton Wildcats face the homestanding, rated number 6, the Dartmouth High School Indians. I'm joined alongside by Andrew Thompson, Paul Santos. Great to have you guys on board for this opening round of the playoffs.
Well, a lot of games are exciting, of course. Opening day is one. Sometimes you point to the Thanksgiving Day game or maybe homecoming day, but the first round of the state tournament, lots of excitement in the air, and Dartmouth with an opportunity to get some revenge against the very team that eliminated them last year from the playoffs, Milton.
Yeah, we've had quite an experience, Andrew. 4 games versus Milton. We've won one since the series began, but they've won the last few, including last year's opening round defeat up at their place, where they routed the Indians 28-7.
Yeah, Milton's kind of been a thorn in our side throughout the playoffs, and we had the big upset win years ago at Brockton. The last couple of times at Milton, we've gotten kind of beat up there. Milton's dominated last couple of times we played them. Milton is a powerhouse on offense, averaging 34 points this year. Dartmouth, though, averaging 30, so we're looking for an offensive game tonight. Hopefully the defense for the Indians steps up. Last game with a big win over New Bedford was, I believe, 43-6, so the defense couldn't play last week. Hopefully this week the Indians' defense steps up again. It's a bit windy here, so we'll have to see what happens with Patrick Collins, who's a dual-threat quarterback just like Dartmouth's Hart. So looking forward to this game. Should be good.
Yeah, it should be an exciting game. Paul, both teams run a spread offense. I think the difference this year, according to the coaches in the pregame talk, last year they were a senior-led team, and they just defeated the Indians in every way. This year it's the opposite. They have one of the best high school coaches in Massachusetts, Steve DiBiasio. This year the Indians are led by seniors.
Oh, absolutely. And the 3 seniors that stand out, the touchdown makers, the scorers, they played as sophomores together. Then they grew together as juniors last year, and now they are seniors, led by Jackson Hart, the quarterback. 10 touchdowns on the season, 9 throwing touchdowns. Marcus Andrews, the speed demon of the team, the wide receiver, also a senior with 8 touchdowns. And Ray Gramlich, what can you say about him? He is the guy that kind of grinds it out, the hard yardage to the inside. He's also a senior. Between these 3 guys, you have pretty close to 30 touchdowns.
And the Indians play strong defense. Mike Martin's been here for years. One of the best defense coordinators. He's going to look at a team that's going to throw on him. We'll see what the wind does. But before we get back to the pregame show, let's take this time to honor this wonderful country of ours.
Ian Flint.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the
of alumni out there watching, and special shout out, I should say, to Mark and Michelle Devitt down there in Jacksonville. Mark, a Hall of Famer here at the high school. Back in the, before there was color television, but he's still around with us, and he enjoys watching the games. We talked about the win briefly, Andrew.
Yeah, before the game it was gusting. There was leaves flying everywhere. Right now it's a little calm, but as you can see the flag starting to pick up, so it's going to be gusty. I don't think it's going to be continuous wind, but depending on which way they're going, Dartmouth's defense better be ready, because if he's going to air it out with the wind or into the wind, you got to be on your toes.
Okay, look at the flag there, blowing in the direction that you described. It's not cold out there tonight. It's very comfortable at 55. But yeah, it's those wind gusts. You got to wonder if that's going to have an impact, especially on their quarterback, Patrick Collins. Loves to throw the ball. Dartmouth can do that too, but they throw it more than Dartmouth does. And the junior quarterback, the captain, wants to get that ball up in the air. We'll see whether or not that wind has any effect whatsoever.
Indians will see the opening kickoff. That's Ray Gramlich back there. Jaden Nunes-Medeiros back there as well. And Marcus Andrews, speedster.
Another important part of the game, we didn't talk about special teams. There's been quite a few games this year where the Indians had some really good kickoff returns and good punt returns, establishing some good field position.
So we are underway from the stadium, and this is Gramlich from his own 2. He starts in the air side, gets across the 20, takes a bump. He'll be knocked out of bounds on the Indian sideline. He'll start from just across their 20-yard line. They're led by the quarterback, Jackson Hart. 10 touchdowns on the season, rushing the football, 9 throwing it. Ray Gramlich with 9, and Marcus Andrews with 8. Very similar teams, Paul Santos. Both athletic quarterbacks, but this guy here, Hart, he may be the most athletic quarterback in Southeastern Mass.
It's been a joy watching him develop from sophomore year to junior year and now this year. Very comfortable, knows how to read the defenses, a real athlete.
And here's Andrews. He's got speed. Almost had a chance to break it to the outside, but it's a gain of 11 and a first down. Harrison Hinkle was there to make the stop in the secondary. Andrew, had he cut this to the outside, he may have gone.
Yeah, I mean, good job by everybody out front by the Indians. Good job blocking out there on the edge. Just one little cut, and you could have had a big game, but good start to the game. We said last week, you got to get your plays involved early. I like the way they started there with Andrews.
How's that for a way to start the game, getting that ball to one of your speedsters, and he really made them pay with that gain of 11.
They're going to throw it here to the near side. It's Andrews again. Breaks the first and second, and finally the third tackler gets him down there around the 37-yard line. That's Finn Haggerty making the stop for the visitors. Just underway from the stadium, I'm Jim Thompson. He's Paul Santos, and he's Andrew Thompson. We welcome you to this telecast of Dartmouth High School football. Opening round, top 16 teams in this part of the state. This is our first game. Glad you could join us. 2nd down and 7 here now for Hart. He's got an empty backfield. 5 wides. And this is Andrews with the keeper. And, Hart with the keeper, Jackson Hart. And he's out close to a first down. Took a shot there by Yukabore.
Well, we've seen this many times. Jackson Hart with the handoffs to the people in the backfield, Gramlich and Andrews. This time the fake, tries to get the people a bite, takes it up the middle. Decent gain that time, setting up the 3rd and short.
Ball at the Indian 44-yard line. There's Andrew. That's that version of the old wishbone. And they jump across.
Beautiful.
And you see the visitors backing up.
Instant first down.
That's Rojas to tackle.
Now that's a costly mistake for them. I mean, you look at Dartmouth 3rd and 1, pretty confident that you're going to get it, but still, you never know. And it just gives them the first down, the ball at midfield. Early mistake by Milton.
1st and 10 Indians. First possession of the ball game. There's Gramlich. Gramlich smashing tacklers, and he gets down inside the 45-yard line before he's run out of bounds on the near sideline. That's Haggerty once again making the stop But a nice gain on first down.
I like what Dartmouth's doing on this drive. They're always kind of undersized up front, especially tonight. You can see the Milton's defensive front's pretty big compared to the line. So getting out to the corners, using their speed, not getting, jammed up in the middle where they're going to kind of a useless play. So it's good stuff for the Indians.
There's a speedster. He's got room. And he's down inside the 25-yard line. Marcus Andrews, 8 touchdowns on the season. And he's off to a good start, Andrew.
Yeah, again, we just talked about get to the corner, get your speed. If they're going to come crashing upfield, get to the outside, use your athleticism, good blocking out there by both wide receivers. It's been their go-to all year long, so why not change it right now?
Derek Stevens, twice in this game with downfield blocks. Once again on that particular play. That's been a good thing for the Indians all season long. Here's a fake, hot throw. He's got a man out there. It just falls short, intended for Nunes Medeiros. Indian coaches looking for a pass interference on Harrison Hinkle, but they didn't get it.
Talk about a 50-50 ball. Looks like there was a collision there with Nunes Medeiros. I think it might have even been initiated by Nunes Medeiros.
Yeah, he had to become a defender in a way. I don't know if the wind, the flag's not blown, but that kind of got hung up in the air for a while. So I don't know if we can't feel it or see it, but he was open initially, just kind of got caught up in the wind, but good defensive play. I didn't see anything foul there. So
2nd and 10 now for Jackson Hart. He's got Gremlich just to the left of him. And this is Gremlich up the middle, takes a pop, avoids the first hit, finally gets tackled there by Aiden Raleigh. But that's just a short gain, bring up 3rd down and long now for the Indians.
Now, one of the disadvantages going for the pass there on first down, you set up the 2nd and long, and that means you really got to do something to not have the 3rd and long. So here we are with a 3rd and 8. Interesting to see what they might draw up here.
Well, Andrew, I would say they're in 2-down territory.
yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Again, we've talked about the wind, but nothing really. But I think there is something up there. So you're in a good spot, 3rd down, 2-down territory. So something positive here is a big bonus.
There's Gremlich looking for running room. He's not going to get much. Back to the line of scrimmage where Haggerty one more time. Haggerty's had a good game. He's in on 4 stops on the opening drive for the Wildcats. It'll bring up 4th down now here for Coach White. And he's got a long way to go to pick up that first.
Seemed like on that handoff, there was a lot of traffic on that side of the field. There was a short side of the field, a lot of defenders over there, not really a lot of room for Gremlich to maneuver.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, kind of a short side field. I understand why you do that, but with Gremlich, he's not as fast as Andrews. I thought maybe that'd be a play for Andrews to get to that quicker corner, but
4th and 8 opening drive here for the Indians.
watch this middle screen they like to run here.
Here comes the rush. He throws, got a man. That's got to be close to a 1st down. I think they're going to give it to him. It's a catch and a 1st. In on the reception is Nunes Medeiros. Well thrown ball and a nice grab right there on the sideline. Just over the 1st down mark that they needed to get. Let's look on.
Excellent route by Nunes Medeiros. Gets to the sticks, make sure he's got it, and just stretches at the end to make sure the referees see that he's got the 1st down. But good route, getting to the sticks and not coming too far in and trying to battle for that 1st down. So very, very efficient route there by him.
And Hart did a good job. The rush was on. Had to throw it over a defender to get it out there. Now they're going to run the screen this way. This is Andrews. Andrews still on his feet. Down inside the 10-yard line. Here's Marcus Andrews. We saw last game he knows how to find the camera after a touchdown, Andrew. We found that out about him.
That's right.
This is a staple call of their offense since the first day Rick took over the program.
Hey, you can see Marcus Andrews there utilizing that real estate on this side of the field, and he's so fast. And you see him getting down there to 1st down territory, and the Indians knocking on the door, converting that big 4th and 8. Setting up this play with Andrews.
Here's Hart. Hart's got room. Hart's going to try to run it in. Hart is down just short of the goal line. They're going to mark him just inside the 1-yard line. Nice play on 1st down. Jackson Hart showing his versatility from the quarterback spot.
Yeah, that's the beauty of Jackson Hart. I mean, he sees that no one's really open. He's not going to force anything. Gets to the corner, squares his shoulder and said, all right, I'm going to go for it. And a big gain, nice pickup, just barely outside the end zone. Looked like he almost got in. So smart play by him to get upfield and make a positive play. Sets up the Indians for first and goal from the 1.
Well, they come out with what I call the old wishbone. And they give it to Gremlick. Gremlick twists, turns, and he's in for the touchdown. So the Indians take the opening drive in this first playoff game and march it down for the initial score.
Yeah, when in doubt, give it a Ray. The goal line spins, turns, gets in for the easy touchdown for the Indians. A spectacular opening drive for them. Put themselves in a little bit of a spot on that 4th down play, but overcame that. Here we go with a swinging gate.
Oh, the gate swings back, Paul Santos. It's like the Fairhaven Bridge.
Yeah. Except this one corrected itself quicker.
Gendron on to attempt the point after touchdown. Hart's the holder. Everything looks good. Kick is up. And it's right through the uprights. 5:56 to play. Opening quarter. You're watching Indian football. Paul Santos, they have the opening lead at 7-0.
Well, that Dartmouth drive began at their own 22-yard line, so it covered 78 yards, unofficially 11 plays, 78 yards, encompassed 5 first downs, and it was capped off by the 2-yard touchdown run by Ray Gramlich. And hey, what else is new? That's his 10th touchdown of the season. And looking at all of the special teams players on Dartmouth, just about everybody touched the ball. I mean, we saw Hart running the ball. We saw Andrews running the ball. Gramlich, Nunes Medeiros made a nice catch. It was a great pass there by the quarterback, Jackson Hart, and it was Nunes Medeiros reaching out, back shoulder, getting that first down. They converted a 4th and 8 during the course of that drive. So everything came together very well. And again, it was tapped off by the Gramlich 2-yard touchdown run. And the extra point, the Indians have the 7-0 lead. So a nice drive turned in there by the Dartmouth Indians to start the game here in front of the home crowd at Dartmouth Memorial Stadium. So let's see if Milton has an answer on their first drive.
Oh, we'll get a chance to see in a moment. Gendron in there to kick the ball off. And last week against New Bedford, he was kicking them in the end zone. Let's see how he does tonight. He drives this one deep. And this is Salmon. Salmon starts up the middle. He's got running room. He's across the 40-45, past midfield. Salmon's on his way. Indians are finally going to get him down inside their own 30-yard line. But a great return by Salmon. And Nunes Medeiros had the angle on him and finally got him to the ground.
This is last week we talked about special teams mishaps. You know, it's unfortunate to see they had such a great opening drive, and this kid just barrels the way down. It didn't look like a speedster, but he was outrunning half of the speedsters on the Indians. So that's kind of a scary thing, you know, for this Milton offense. If this, as they start from inside Dartmouth territory.
Unofficially, that's a 67-yard return there by Salmon, setting up this tremendous field position.
And they'll run it on first down. That's Skutnik, the ball carrier. Quarterback is Patrick Collins. I've heard a lot of good reports about him. And they love to spread the field and chuck it all over the place. We were concerned. We're looking down on the field now. Nothing's blowing around. Pre-game, it was blowing pretty hard, but now the wind seems to have calmed down, and let's see what kind of game plan the Wildcats have. Collins, got time, 3-step drop, throws, got a man, that's Hinkle. And Hinkle is down just inside the Indian 20-yard line. Peter Quinn there to make the stop for the Indians. And that's going to be a couple yards short of the marker they were looking to get.
Yeah, nice play by Collins, waiting for that window to open up. And whatever Dartmouth's defense is in the zone right there, found a little window and a nice, easy pitch and catch.
3rd and 2. And Collins and Skutnik collide in the backfield, and the quarterback, Collins, avoids all that mess, Paul Santos, in the backfield. And he's probably going to get just back to the line of scrimmage, which will bring up 4th down. It's about a yard short, Paul.
Well, how about this charge here by the Dartmouth defense? Boom! That was one hit to start right off, and then the second guy.
Ball is on the 19-yard line of the Indians.
So a nice surge there by the Dartmouth defense to put pressure on the quarterback. Like number 66, Bryce Desiree, coming up.
We got a yard to go. This is Collins. Ooh, takes a pop, but he's going to be very close. I'm looking at the official on the far side.
Well, he's
And
saying
I
first
think
down.
he's going to get it just by about a yard. First down. This run started out good until right about there.
Yep. Johnson with a nice form tackle there. So the Dartmouth coaches are a little concerned with Collins' ability to, like last week, the quarterback can get out of the pocket, scramble, and still throw. So he's a dual threat like Jackson Hart. I don't know if he's a good runner, but he can throw off platform, which is a concern for the Indians' defense.
1st and 10. First down just by a bit. Keep possession of the football. First quarter flying by with just under 3.5 to go. Here's Collins. Looking left. Wide open receiver. That's the big fella, Mason. And Mason's going to be close to a first down.
I was watching that play. Both Dartmouth defenders took off to the deep corner of that defense and left the wide receiver on the inside wide open. So easy pitch and catch there for Collins. So little mishap by the secondary on that, which has been one of their strengths this season. So got to pay attention to that going forward.
Gain of 9 on that.
Ball was on the 8-yard line of the Indians.
So over the spread once again, Collins calls signal. Now he puts Skutnik off to his right. Two on the near far side left. Now coming in motion is one of them. That is Salmon. They throw it to Salmon.
This is Salmon. Salmon just picks up perhaps a yard. Nice defense there by Asante Aurora of the Indians. They're going to spot the ball just inside the 5.
Milton likes to make those short passes, you know. They're kind of dinking and dunking down the field. That last one, they gained of maybe 8-9 yards. This time a little screen to the near side. Trying to move forward, didn't move too far there, but that's the way they like to move the ball. They're throwing the ball a lot, but not long passes, a lot of short passes.
Brings 1st and goal here now for the visitors. There's a running back, and he is down close to the goal line. That's Skutnik, the ball carrier.
It will be second down and goal from the 1.
Well, they spot the ball just at about the 1-yard line, just under 2 to go. And Milton gets right up to the line of
Puts the ball on the 2-yard line.
scrimmage. They're ready to go.
Spotted down at the 2, I guess. And now once again calling signals Collins. And
Collins to Skutnik. They both kind of went in together, but it is a touchdown. So they'll credit Skutnik in with the touchdown from about a yard and a half out, but the quarterback was right there riding him the whole time was Collins.
Yeah, I mean, they just kind of showed their dominance right there out front on the offensive line. Something that's been a concern all year for the Indians, like I said before. They're not that big up front, very technically sound, but sometimes strength and size takes over, especially in that short yardage. So, you know, a good answering drive for Milton. Didn't have to do all that much, which is a little concerning, but very efficient way to run their offense.
Here's Raleigh. Point after is up and through. So the clock is stopped here at the stadium. 1:40 to go in the opening quarter. These teams can both score. They both average over 30 a game. Paul, we're tied at 7. Special teams started that drive, Paul.
Absolutely. Salmon took the ball at around his own 12-yard line. It's a 67-yard return. The ball ended up on the Dartmouth 27-yard line. And 8 plays later, the Wildcats of Milton are in the end zone. Capped off by a Peter Skutnik 1-yard touchdown run. He had a couple of good plays during that drive, some passes. Skutnik had a gain of 8, setting up his own touchdown run. There was a couple of screen passes. Had a dinked and dunked down the field. But the thing is, they started at the enemy 27. So it was much different than the Dartmouth drive, which started at their own 22. So the Dartmouth drive covered 78 yards, whereas the Milton drive only had to cover 27. So that was huge. You talk about offense, defense, special teams. We mentioned it at the outset of the game. Sometimes those kickoff returns, punt returns, special teams, field position, that can really help you, and it did for Milton there.
So we're tied at 7. And it's a short kick, a little pooch kick. Couple bounces. Indians fumble it and recover it quickly, just across their own 25-yard line. Paul Santos was talking about special teams a moment ago, and Milton comes through, and Bo Powell Brady Bopalin there to recover it. Got away from him for just a bit. Smart enough to pounce on it, not try to pick it up and do anything crazy.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised to see that pooch kick, but, you know, they had an idea there. Maybe just kind of bounce it down the field and maybe force a mistake. Well, the Indians almost made a mistake, but they managed to correct it. And they have decent field position. It's at the 27-yard line.
Hart. And whistles blow, flags fly. And let's see what they call it. Indians are claiming it's against Milton. Not that we've ever seen that before as a player, a coach, a broadcaster. There we go. Indians had it right.
Referee tonight, Leonardo Concepcion, giving the signal. Not a penalty play game so far, really just a couple of penalties so far. The offside call against Milton helped the Indians continue with their drive.
You might wonder how Milton got here. They're 3-5 on the season, but they play big schools.
Oh, yeah,
they
absolutely.
play a lot of Division I schools, and they score a lot of points, but they give up a lot. But the teams they're playing are usually pretty good, those schools in the greater Boston area.
They're on a 4-game losing streak right now, which is not good from their perspective.
This is Ray Gramlich. He's out just for a couple of yards.
We're in the round of 16 here in the MIAA Division III state tournament. If the Indians are successful tonight, they will play the winner of Mansfield or Doherty. Now, if Mansfield wins, the winner of this game would have to go to Mansfield. But if Doherty wins, Doherty would have to come play the winner of this game. So a lot of different scenarios in play here in the opening round.
Second down and short. Here's Marcus. And Marcus is tripped up as he got across the 45. Landed down at the 47, but that's enough for an Indian first down. Andrews, twice in this game, he's come close to breaking it.
Yeah, that's a shoestring tackle right there to save a touchdown. They're doing a great job of kind of crack back a little bit, and the wide receivers are doing a great job on the outside of getting on their blocks, not holding, which is a huge thing we've seen in the past. So they're doing a great job soft blocking out there, giving Andrews some room. And he just 2 or 3 times he's been a cut or a shoestring tackle away from being a huge gain.
30 seconds to go, opening quarter. I hope you're enjoying this telecast of Indian football. Here's Hart off the ball fake. Breaks it to the outside. And Hart's going to be shoved out of bounds along the far sideline. Harrison Hinkle chasing him across the boundary. That'll stop the clock with 22 seconds to go.
So something on this play, we're just talking about the wide receivers blocking. You can watch their veteran out on the outside. Doesn't try to chase 14 to make a silly block or a holding call. Lets Hart get a big gain there. So smart play by the wide receivers on the outside, not to do a silly penalty or try to hold. So smart play there out there by, I believe that's Jaden Nunes Madera. So smart play out there by him.
And the quarterback, Hart, does a great job of that play fake. You know, you really feel that the ball was going to the other player, and it's just that one extra second that gives him the opportunity to get around the corner, and he ends up with a decent gain of 7.
Here's Hart, rolls near side. He's going to toss it. And he's going to his running back, Gremlett. And that's going to be a gain of 8 and a first down. Coach White looking on, talking to his senior quarterback. That stopped the clock too. Now we're down to 14 seconds. We'll look on.
A nice little kind of backdoor bootleg, little screen pass to Gremlich. Easy pitch and catch for a first down, keeps the drive going.
Anytime, Andrew, you can get your running back on a middle linebacker. It was Gremlich on Haggerty that time. Haggerty, the middle backer, and Indian running back just running away from him.
Well, they cross your face. It's very hard to keep up with them.
Here's Hart. Hart smashes through and a solid run of 6, perhaps 7 yards, down to about the 32-yard line. And that's going to end the first quarter of play. Well, we predicted an offensive game. Both teams score nearly 30 points a game. So far, Paul Santos, we're on track for a big scoring.
Yeah, each team came down and scored on their first drive, and I think it was really a lot different. I mean, Dartmouth had to earn it starting at their own 22-yard line. They had to put together a 78-yard drive, and they did a great job. They were very effective. It was Gramlich running it in from the 2-yard line, along with the extra point, 7-0. Then The opposite happened in terms of the special teams. Salmon getting that 67-yard return and getting the ball down to the Dartmouth 27-yard line. Well, a lot easier to get into the end zone from there. They talk about the short field. As we take a look at the broadcast booth here tonight, a packed booth tonight. But anyway, the Indians giving up the touchdown on the first drive. Peter Skutnik getting in from 1 yard out to tie the game at 7. And what a great crowd here tonight. It's 55 degrees. Not that cold for this time of the year. Big fan base out here like normal. We got the band out here that just won another national championship, getting things all kicked off here tonight. So you just can't beat the atmosphere out here down at Memorial Stadium.
You forget the most important part.
The most important part.
With 2 minutes to go. That Rolls Royce is still available.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
It's still available.
Well, Jim likes to, what do you, stir the pot a little bit?
I do.
Yeah, stir the pot.
I do.
You're the straw that stirs the drink.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
But it's a beauty. 2025.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Convertible?
No, but
all right.
Peter Chase will pay for that if you want to have that added to it.
As a look at the championship Dartmouth High School band. A lot of pride there as they win the national championship in their division. So congratulations to them and everyone involved in the Dartmouth High School band. Meanwhile, on the field, we got a deadlock 7-7 as we start the second quarter.
And we're looking at 2nd and 4. Here's Hart. He's throwing long. He's got a receiver out there.
Got it.
Did he come down with it?
Yes, sir.
He did. Touchdown, Indians. Asante Aurora comes down with it. A spectacular grab by Aurora puts the Indians up by 6.
Nice play by Aurora, though, to go and fight and get that ball and hang on to it. Heck of a play. Good for him, senior in the playoff. Came from Tabor. Didn't find the camera down there like his buddy Andrews, but we'll take it.
Fulton was back there defending, did a nice job, actually.
Yours.
Aiden Gendron.
So Gendron now.
Jackson Hart to hold him.
Operation looks good. Now it doesn't. Hot throws. Indians will not prevail on that. Operation seemed good. I don't know if it was the snap was a little low and Hot couldn't handle it. We'll look on at the replay. And Paul talks about special teams all the time. 2 mistakes so far in this one. Yep, Hot
Came in right off the end, too. It was going to get blocked either way.
Yeah, unfortunate because that can come back to haunt you in a game like this. So instead of being 14-7, it's only 13-7. But how about that touchdown as the band plays on? The time to call that, I'm thinking, wow, what a call, a gutsy call. And Hart puts that ball up there. It felt like the ball was up there forever. He had it so perfectly timed, but it just kind of hung up there. And then it landed right in the arms of Asante Aurora. Got behind the defender, battled for the ball. What a great play on both ends.
Yeah, I was watching Aurora run down the sideline as the ball was in there. He did a great job positioning himself to adjust to that ball as it was in the air. So it was a heck of a play by him as a senior to go up and get it and make sure that the ball wasn't intercepted because it did kind of hang a little bit up there. So it was a great play by him to adjust his body, kind of get in front of the defender and make that challenge catch.
I'd like to take a look at that again perhaps after this kickoff because that was just a beautiful play, one of the nicest plays that you'll ever see at the high school level.
Sure, if you have a headset on as an Indian coach, they're saying whatever you do, don't kick it to 4. He's on the near side, standing back at his 10. And this is going to go nowhere near 4. It's going to go to Harrison Hinkle. And Hinkle's off to a good start. And Hinkle may take it to the house. He's down the far sideline. Indian special teams not on it tonight. He takes it all the way for a touchdown.
Wow. 98-yard touchdown return by Hinkle.
That went for 98 yards. What a sprinter. Once he got ahead of steam, Andrew, it was nighty-night.
Oh, we got some speed on the Indians, but this kid's fast. I mean, as soon as he hit the blockers, he was gone in a straight line. And, you know, you got Gendron, you got Aurora, you got Hawk chasing, not even close to catching him. Heck of a run. And it's 2 weeks in a row now we've had kind of special teams blunders going on with the Indians. So got to clean that up because it's going to come back to haunt them at some point like Paul talked about in the game. Now Milton has a chance to go up by a point, and now you're trailing. You played a great game so far for the Indians. Tough break.
Ryan Fulton, the holder.
Raleigh in to attempt the point after touchdown to give the visitors the lead. And how heartbreaking that would be with special team busts. No other way to explain it. High snap. Kick is up. It's good. And with 11:40 to go in the opening half, Milton High School with a record of 3-5 coming into this one takes the lead at 14-13.
Well, if somebody breaks a big run like that, say one time, you say, well, okay, chalk it up to a mistake. But that happened twice now. I mean, you go back and see that 67-yard Salmon kickoff return. They gave him field position at the Dartmouth 27. And this one, he takes it to the house. Now, that's twice they've failed to stop a kickoff return.
Yeah, I mean, in Milton kind of script kicked it, so does Dartmouth now go to something on the ground, or even if you take it out of bounds, you're going to have better field position than what you've been giving up. So it's a tricky thing right now for the Indian special teams, but they got to get off their blocks, and someone's got to try to make a tackle there, because right now they're giving up way too much yardage.
It's too bad that happened immediately after that beautiful touchdown pass, that 32-yard touchdown pass to Asante Aurora. We're kind of watching that play. We're feeling so good about that play, the way it was perfectly executed. 2 drives in a row, Dartmouth is able to score, and you're not even digesting that. And here comes Hinkle, the senior captain, running down the sideline for a 98-yard kickoff return. Boy, that one hurt.
And here's a short kick. Indians chasing. They better pick it up quickly, and they do. And that's Aurora who pounced on it. And I'm wondering, you can talk about high school coaches across the state, but if you look into what Steve Dombrowski has done in high school football, he's one of the top-notch coaches. And you just wonder, they get 3 speedsters back there, do the Indians. He's not kicking to them. He's like, what the heck, I'll give the ball up at the 30, 35-yard line. Right. So this seems like they're well scouted, like we're not kicking to those 3.
Yeah, and I think that's what Dartmouth has to do on the next time they kick off. It's the same thing, keep it away from those weapons, apparently.
Here's Hart, throws here near side, and Andrews can't hold on to it. It was well defended.
I think if you're the coaches for Dartmouth, you got to kind of settle everybody down too for a minute. I mean, you're riding so high, then that happens. Kind of a wacky kickoff.
It deflates you.
Yeah, but I don't want to say rattled, but you're amped up more than usual, and it's kind of like, all right, it's a playoff game. We gave up that. Calm down, get back to what we do, and you don't want to get stuck in a 3rd and 10 on this drive, giving momentum back to Milton.
2nd and 10. Here's Hart. He's got room to the far sideline. Hart takes a pop as he's run out of bounds along the Milton sideline. And that's going to be close to the first down, maybe a yard short. Solid run by Hart, who comes up limping a little bit. He took a hard hit, Paul Santos, along that far sideline.
Yeah, he certainly did. He kind of rolled into the coaching staff on the Milton sideline. But that was a great call there because, right after that big play that the special teams gave up, followed by a dropped pass, Andrew was talking about, let's not get rattled here. Hart says, you know what, I'm taking this one myself. The fake handoff gets the gain of 8 in the 3rd down and 2 for the Indians.
Come out in that diamond look. And it's a high snap. Hart's got it. Hart's running. Now he's just going to throw it, get rid of it. Smart move by the senior quarterback.
Well, just what Andrew said, now the mistakes are starting to happen. Maybe you're a little rattled. I don't know. You don't usually see this. I mean, this is a snap over the head of Hart. He did a really good job of trying to just get away and getting the ball thrown away so that he doesn't take the sack. But still, the Indians now in this 4th down and 2. The ball is in their own territory. So the Indians are going to have to punt for the first time tonight.
Oh, the Indians will punt it away.
A couple of mistakes really hurt that drive.
That man Salmon's back there. If I'm coaching the special teams, I'm telling them, just kick it out of bounds. Just aim for the sideline. I don't care where it goes. Just don't kick it to him.
Yeah, Salmon's down there. As is Hinkle.
High
over his
booming
head.
kick. He's going to kick it over Salmon's head, rolling to the goal line, and it crosses the goal line for a touchback. It is a flag down as well. Ben doesn't look as excited as it did moments ago, does it, Paul?
No.
Well, in the same notes.
That was a nice punt by Andrews. We'll have to see what the flag's all about, but, you know, just to bury them back in their own territory, get the ball out of there. And you see the official, the referee, Leonardo Concepcion, having a discussion with head coach Steve Dombrowski over there. They're talking about having the ball kicked not to the dangerous Dartmouth players. Those little squib kicks, in addition to not giving them to the big players, they tend to take bounces that are not natural, and that can always cause a problem.
Yeah, and I was watching on that last kick. I mean, it's great placement because the Indians' upmen were already kind of running backwards. They were nowhere close to even getting in position to pick up that ball, so it's already the second level. And thank God for Aurora being able to jump on that ball because it was kind of in no man's land at that point in time, so it's a great positional kick.
And when you play 3 deep, right, now you have 8 against their 10.
Right.
If you don't count you don't count the kicker. And here's a pass completed, and this is Salmon. And Salmon is finally written down as he crossed the 20-yard line, but that's a gain of 11 and a first down. So that was a holding penalty against Milton, but on first down they pick up enough for a first.
And it's unfortunate from the Dartmouth point of view because not only the great punt by Andrews, then you had the holding penalty. They're starting at their own 10-yard line. You're thinking, all right, let's get some good field position. Let's hold them down. But no, they come up with a gain of 12 right out of the gate, and they move the ball to their own 22. Still a long way to go, but they're not in the shadow of their own goalposts anymore.
Here's Collins. And he hands it off to his running back, Skutnik. And Skutnik picks up about a gain of 3. Tommy Quinn over there to make the stop. And there's something orange there on the field. Let's see what they have. Indians clapping. Officials will get together.
Holding against the Wildcats.
So a holding penalty will bring the ball back toward their own end zone.
We acknowledge referee Leonardo Concepcion, the other officials today, field judge Noah Ashley. We have Austin Bro, back judge is Connor Russ, umpire is Chris Bell, and up here running the clock, Mr. Brandon Mora.
He likes to have his name called. He waved to the crowd earlier. Got a little personality. 1st and 20 now.
Pride of Westport.
Collins, and before this gets off, it's going to be procedure against Milton.
Well, this is helping Dartmouth. Milton's making some costly mistakes right after they had Dartmouth rattled a little bit. And this is of benefit to the Indians. We talk about the 3 phases, offense, defense, special teams. You can't turn the ball over and you can't rack up penalties. And Milton has started to rack up some here at this point in the game.
It'll be 2nd and 25 for the Wildcats.
2nd and a long cab ride here for the Wildcats. They throw it, it's picked up. It's Tommy Quinn's got it. And the Indians are going to have it 1st and goal.
Oh. I think Tommy Quinn was more surprised than we were at that.
So, Walpole commits their first turnover of the game.
Looks like they're trying to throw a middle screen, and no one was home. Over the middle more. No one was even there. Tom Quinn just in the right position, and good for him to intercept it, get some yards, and puts Dartmouth in great position back on offense, try to get some momentum back from that last mishap drive they had there.
What a colossal mistake there by Milton. Not only throwing the interception, but throwing it so deep in your own territory. You're handing the Indians the ball at the 10-yard line.
There's Marcus Andrews. He's got running room. Andrews skips into the end zone. from the 8-yard line, and the Indians retake the lead at 9:34 of the second half.
Well, that's the momentum swing you on. He better thank Ray Gremlick for this run. If you watch this back, Ray Gremlick absolutely pancaked somebody on the edge to get Andrews a walk-in touchdown.
Marcus Andrews' 9th touchdown of the season, and he's having a game for himself. He's really been a positive in terms of the ball getting to him. He's been able to move the ball. He's been able to use his speed. And after that big interception by Tom Quinn, Andrews gets the ball, goes into the end zone, and just like that, the Indians are back in front. One play, and into the end zone they go from the 8-yard line.
Now, here's the special teams. Hart to hold it, Gendron the kicker. Everything looks good so far. And Gendron knocks it through to give the Indians the lead at the 9:34 mark by a score of 20-14. And I'm trying to do the math in my head. I'm not so good, Andrew. But the Indians have given up 15 points on special teams.
Yeah, I mean, it was like last week in the New Bedford game. They gave up 21 points almost on offense. So Dartmouth's controlled this game outright. And they're just up by 6 points, but they should be up by more if they hadn't given up 2 big special teams plays. And here's the run by Andrews. See that big block by Gremlick, and walks in untouched, and a lot of his old teammates right there in the end zone. And good for him. And let's hope now special teams play. Good snap, good kick there. Let's get something here on, see if they change it up or do a squib. But I would not kick it to either one of these two guys right now.
And Milton has adjusted. They got more guys. They got 4 guys from the 35 back, expecting the Indians not to kick it deep.
Well, Gendron can also kick it out of the back of the end zone, so let's see what he does here.
And he just kicks it short. It's muffed, and diving upon it is the big fella from Milton. He's the big wide receiver. That's Patrick Mason. So I guess if you're a coach, Paul, you say, well, we've given up 14 on returns. Give them the ball at the 36-yard line. That's fine by me. If I'm coaching this game, I'm going, that's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of a trade-off, you know what I mean? You can't have both, so you end up with giving them good field position. But when you see what's happened, right? You see what's happened in the game, the 67-yard return. They gave Milton the ball deep in enemy territory, and, of course, that big 98-yard return by Milton.
We said it would be a high-scoring game. So far, so good. And they run it on first down. That's Skutnik, the ball carrier. Ran right in to the middle of that Indian defense. Jack Delacosta there for the Indians.
And nice play by Mike Hawk, too, coming off on the end to help with Delacosta on that tackle.
Second down and 9.
So it looks like Dartmouth's got a bit more pep in their step on defense right now after the interception, touchdown. They seem like they're back in control, which is nice. Hopefully they can get another good stop here.
Here's Collins. Collins still has it wrapped up. It's slammed down by Tommy Quinn. The ball comes loose, but well after the play. Marcus Andrews there as well. Is Quinn getting up off the bottom of the pile? It'll bring up third down now for Milton and 8 yards to go. Oh, they haven't moved it. That's my mistake. It's going to be third down and about 4.
Yeah.
And who's ever on that marker across the way, I'll just keep it to myself. Got to keep up with the play, young man. Skutnik looking for room. Barreling through, and he's close to a first down. I think he may have it. Be very close. Delacosta in there once again. The referees are going to take a look at it, and the head guy says close enough. First down for Milton.
Well, they got the first down, but it didn't come easily. It came on a 2-yard gain, a 4-yard gain, and a 3-yard gain. So it felt like the Indian defense was really starting to contain them better. Of course, they've had short fields and they've had kickoff returns and everything else. We haven't really seen them march all the way down the field like Dartmouth did either.
And I think Dartmouth's defense has to kind of play like Hart was on the opposite end. Like when he has the ball, he's not going to pull it or take it. You kind of hesitate for a second, which allowed Salmon to get a first down. Skutnik to get a first down. So it's a tricky offense with a good quarterback like Collins to try to stop.
Here's Collins. Here comes the rush. He gets it away and completes it. Still on his feet. And advancing the ball is Hinkle for another yard or two. And that time, Collins took a pop. As soon as he got rid of that, Marcus Andrews across the way making a stop. And here comes the flag. And the Milton sideline is happy. And I don't know if it's Marcus Andrews or Aurora. Someone was upset.
Once again, referee Leonardo Concepcion over there sorting it all out.
Penalty marker on the play.
Dead ball.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct.
And that goes against the Indians. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Number 13, he said.
So that's Marcus Andrews. And you can move the chains.
You know, these stuff like that, you know, we've heard Bill Belichick talk about it. It's one play, one stupid thing, one mistake can cost you a season. You know, you're in a playoff game, which you're a senior. You got to be smarter than that. You can't get caught up in the opposite team's bench. You can't get caught up saying things. It's just not something you do as a fourth-year senior out here.
Here's Collins. Pumps. Still pumps. Is going to throw it over the middle. And, just overshot his man, Skutnik. The Indians were right there, perhaps, for another pick, Paul.
Well, he did a pretty good job going through his reads. I think he was looking further downfield and did not see an open receiver. And then he thought, all right, I'm going to dump it off to Skutnik, one of the more dangerous players on the team. But the danger there is, hey, that ball was a little on the high side. And the last time the ball was a little on the high side, it was a pick by Tom Quinn. So second down coming up here for Milton. And this is a big opportunity for the Dartmouth defense. Dartmouth defense, right? Not only allowing 13 points per game, also 2 shutouts on the season. So the Indian defense has been good. And right now they need to step up.
Skutnik cuts it back inside. Going to run, but it's out. The ball pops out. It's loose, and let's see who has it. Skutnik coughed it up, and Milton recovered to keep the drive alive.
Oh, man, I thought for sure that Gramlich grabbed that ball, but not quite.
It was out. It was right there for the taking. Nice play by Johnson to pop it out, but quickly jumped on by Milton. So tough break for the Indians there. That would have been a huge turnaround because Milton's driving again, and they look like they're poised to go in and score. So any little break would help.
3rd and 3 now for Collins in the offense.
Seen a little bit of everything here in this game so far.
Here's Collins. Keeps it. Inches his way down to about the 20-yard line. That's going to be close to the first down, and they're going to move the chain across the way. So they keep possession, just under 6 minutes to go. They're looking here to take the lead. And as Andrew said, you've given up 2 long touchdowns on kickoffs. Then you stop them and give them up another 15 yards. And you have a senior-laden team, and you just can't make mistakes in these playoff games, Paul.
No question about it. You really got to bring it together. You have players here who've been around, who've really experienced a lot of different things, big Thanksgiving games and games in the playoffs where the spotlight is brightest and so forth. And, yeah, you really have to kind of pull it together, and you see seasoned head coach Rick White having a conference with his team there on the screen with this timeout right here. Big moment in the game. I mean, yes, the Indians have given up some special teams plays, but of course Milton making their mistakes too. They had a number of penalties that really hurt them. Of course, they had the pick by Tom Quinn. That was a big mistake. So there's been a little bit of mistakes to go around, and both teams are trying to put pressure and capitalize on those mistakes. And once again, the championship Dartmouth High School Band, yes, winning national championship recently, so congratulations to those guys. What an outstanding job they do, the Dartmouth Band.
So it's 1st and 10 from the Indian 20 in a 6-point game.
On the Indian 20-yard line.
Collins looks left, flags fly. And that's procedure against the Wildcats. They'll back them up 5, and bring up 1st and 15. So Andrew, they're shooting themselves in the foot as well.
Yeah, I mean, Dartmouth's been bailed out a couple of times. Early on, I think it was maybe this drive, they were backed up. So Milton shot themselves in the foot a few times. But Dartmouth needs to step up here on this drive and make a stop because Milton's getting 5, 6, 7 yards anytime they run the ball or pass the ball. So it's a tough match. I like that timeout, though, by the Indians. Kind of settle down, regroup, catch your breath, and try to get stopped before halftime.
And here's the runner. That's Salmon off that jet sweep that the Indians run so well. Actually, they call that a forward pass, don't they, Andrew?
I think so, yeah. I think it's just a pass.
Pitch the ball to him. I believe that's a forward pass. And a completion, Paul Santos.
Yes.
Of half a yard.
Yes, we'll put that down as a completion in the stat sheet.
2nd down now, and about 5 yards to go.
I got a good chunk of that back.
That was a gain of 9. There's the quarterback, Collins, and Michael Hawk has him around the ankles.
Nice play by Michael Hawk. He's been in there a few times. This time he was actually able to hang on to Collins. So big play there on 2nd down, causing a 3rd and about 7 now.
Oh, they lost about 2 on that.
Nice play there by the linebacker, Michael Hawk, getting in there and pushing him back 2 yards. He hasn't been able to run the ball as successful as Hart.
Collins taking his time here. They better get this play off. I was going to say, they're really taking their time, and they finally call a timeout. They usually give us commercials up here, but something must have happened. The town doesn't have a lot of money, so sometimes they run out of ink. But I do want to update you fans because I have my own Twitter page, and I get so many subscribers. Well,
Really?
and you weren't here last week, and we were told, Andrew and I, from a very good family source, that you couldn't make last week's game because you were over in Fall River working on a Casoya plate that you're going to enter into the town of Dartmouth, the employee
Yes.
cook-off. So Peter Chase has put us in. So first it was buckle yow, but you didn't like the smell of the fish when you got it. So now, is it true you were looking at a Casoya recipe?
What kind of, did you say casserole?
Oh, I'm Irish.
I don't think you said that right.
Listen, I've been married for 25 years. I haven't said anything right in my house, never mind to you.
No, I was thinking I could make a corned beef and cabbage.
Oh,
just
yeah,
kinda,
well,
just to mix it, just to surprise you.
You people know how to cook. We don't. 3rd down and 8. Collins, 3-step drop. Here comes the rush, and they got him. They got him in the backfield. That's Claudio, Jaden Claudio. Quinn back there as well. That's a big defensive play by the Indians. Here's the big fella.
Great play. I was looking downfield. It didn't look like anyone was open anyways, but great play by Claudio to come right up the middle and make the sack on Collins, who's a scrambler. So way to get your hands on him, get him to the ground. Big play by the Indians defense there.
And how about the senior fired up there, Jaden Claudio, going into the big fist pump there because he knew that was a big point in the game. Now it's 4th and 16. And, of course, 4-down territory. They're going to have to come up with 16 yards to get a first down.
Spot the ball at the 26. Indians. Here comes the rush. Oh, no. He's going to escape for a moment. Throw to the sideline. Incomplete. Was going to be well short anyway. In and out of the hands of Ronan Salmon. And as the Indians have done all season long, Coach Mike Martin's defense comes up once again with a crucial stop.
Yeah, Dartmouth's doing a great job of getting pressure on Collins, making him uncomfortable in the pocket. He can throw off platform and just a little behind his receiver, but again, he had 6, 7, 8 yards to go before he made the first down, so he was going to get anyway. So big stop with Indians. This is a big drive here. 3:14 left in the half. Dartmouth gets another score on the board. A lot more comfortable than it is right now. They can get a couple points here.
Quarterback for the Indians.
Oh, Hart stands back at his 20. Good snap. Looks to throw at the middle screen, and it's well defended. Throw is a little high. Marcus Andrews had to jump up for it. That play's been very effective for the Indians, but not that particular time.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite plays because if you can get the ball to Andrews in the middle of the defense, a lot of times the defensive backs, they overcommit a little bit. With the quarterback dropping back, you can dump it over the middle. A lot of times it's just a little bit of space. You can turn on the Jets, but that time only gained about 3 yards, and as you said, well defended by Milton.
Second and long here now for the senior quarterback, Jackson Hart. Looks to throw near side. Here comes the rush. Now he's just going to dump it. It's caught along the near sideline. I believe that was Ray Grimlick out of the backfield. No, it was Marcus Andrews. So that was a short gain of about 3. He's going to bring up third down and about 5.
Well, they were looking deep down the field. I was watching along the sidelines, and well covered by the Milton defense downfield. So Hart really had nowhere to go there with the pressure. Just smart to get it out of his hand, not take a sack.
Just under 2.5 to play here in the second. 34 points on the board between the two schools. Just like we expected. Here's Hart. He's got a man here near sidelines, cut. That should be enough for a first down. And it is, and that's Derek Stevens. Good run after the catch by Derek. Gives the Indians a first down.
That was a close call. He looked like he fumbled at the end of this play, so I didn't know if he got the first or not, but looks like he got enough to get the first down before the ball came out of his hands, but close call there for the Indians.
First reception tonight by wide receiver Derek Stevens, also a senior. Getting enough to get the first down for Dartmouth. Still 2:19 on the clock here in the first half.
Bunch to the near side. Here's Andrews on the reverse. Marcus looking for running room. Squares his shoulders across the far sideline and steps across the boundary. Solid play there by the Indians and a first down. Little trickery there, Andrew.
Little trickery, but great play to get Andrews in space. We just talked about it before. He's so fast. It looks like he's gliding, gets into the open field here, and you can see number 1 can't even catch him when he gets to the outside. Once he squares his shoulders, it's a race to the goal line. So great call by the Indians, catch him off guard a little bit, get him in Milton territory with plenty of time left, 2:08 left. Let's hope they can get something going here.
Great call by Dartmouth. 18-yard gain there by Andrews, the speedster.
Here's Andrews, quarterback draw. Fakes one way, cuts it back, takes a solid shoulder from Rowley. But he picked up a gain of 6, nearly 7 on that. Under 2 to play now.
Brings the ball down to the 37-yard line of the Wildcats.
Actually, they're going to mark him a little short of that. Yeah, give him 6 yards. Second down and 4. Get it away quickly. Gremlick buries his head, gets inside the 30 down to the 28, and that's enough for an Indian first down.
All the way down to the 29-yard line
I can tell you who's not winning the Rolls Royce, Paul.
of the Wildcats.
That guy with the down signal over there,
Indians on the Wildcat
not getting it.
He doesn't move the.
He doesn't move. I don't even know why they even have him over there.
He doesn't move it quick enough.
No, he doesn't. He wouldn't know how to put the key in the ignition, I don't think. There's Andrews, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. And that was a solid hit. Once again, this kid Rowley can hit.
Yeah, Rowley's had a bunch of good tackles. That was good play by him to stay home, watching that back door there by Andrews. So good open field tackle on Andrews. Anytime you can get him down before he gets to the corner is a victory. So good play there by Milton's defense.
Rowley hit him so hard that he looked like he lost his breath there for a moment. One timeout left here in the half for Dartmouth with 1:09 to go.
Isn't it nice to have playoff football? And
Yeah.
this press box has been around since the Revolutionary War. They haven't put a dime into this place, and I don't know how long. You people drive by it all the time. The field is nice, but when COVID came, we couldn't finish the project. The seats are still the same as they were back in the, I don't know, 1950s, 1960s.
It is one of the smaller press boxes in the
It
area.
is. It is. It's tiny. We'll leave it at that.
You want to put an addition on?
No, because there's all kind of rules where,
Oh.
if you touch one thing and that. Well, you're an attorney. You know how it goes.
Yeah, the lawyers gum the works up.
The lawyers
you know.
gum it all up.
Yeah, and you
have
can't
to
do
be
anything.
ADA
Red tape everywhere.
Everything, which it should be. You should have access to everything.
2nd and 14 for the Indians.
2nd and 14. Hot rolls, throws, caught down there near the 20-yard line. That's Stevens again. He's got 2 catches on this drive. He's going to be just about 3 yards short of what he was looking for the first down. Clock rolling here.
Great play by Stevens to get that with his hands, because if not, it looked like it could have been intercepted. So way to go get it with your hands, catching traffic.
Here's Hart, rolls opposite. He throws and it's incomplete. Nice defense there by Milton. That was intended for Ray Gremlick, which is going to bring up 4th down.
On the coverage. It will be 4th and
That was good defense both with the pass rush right here, which forced Hart to go out to his outside. He made a nice job avoiding that hit, but then the combination of that and the good coverage in the secondary resulted in the incomplete pass.
Yeah, that was Raleigh again on the defensive side there, coming to get Hart, causing him to backpedal and get off his feet. So excellent play there by Milton. Big play here for the Indians.
4th and 3. Final minute of the first half. Ball fake. Here's the rush. Look out. He's just going to have to ditch it. And Milton holds.
box pass intended for
That play from the very beginning, Paul Santos didn't have much hope.
Yeah, and they only needed 3 yards on that, so I was wondering what they're going to call. They could almost call anything in the playbook, but they wanted to get Hart back to pass, and Milton really put on a blitz, and he wasn't able to move around at all, and he was just able to get that ball away. Now, the issue here is 32 seconds now. Most of the time you would say, okay, a high school team, they got to go all the way down the field in 32 seconds. Well, this is a team that likes to throw the ball, so, it's a little dangerous that they get 32 seconds. I'm confident Dartmouth's defense will stop them, but
I am too, because they're in victory formation.
there you go. They're not even going to try. I'm surprised. Nope. I'm surprised. 32 seconds isn't, nothing. So credit Dartmouth. They've got the lead at the half.
And it's been a wild game, that's for sure. We hope you folks around the world. We're on YouTube Live. I'm Jim Thompson, Andrew Thompson, Paul Santos. We're happy to be in your living room. Thank you for inviting us. Coach Rossi makes it down the stairs this week with elegance and grace. And here comes Zexter. He's a little younger. He just skips a few steps and just jumps.
Mm-hmm. When was the last time you went up there? Have you ever been up there?
I have been up there. Yes, I can't tell you how I got up there and who I was with, but it was a long time ago. So we'll leave it at that before we get ourselves in trouble. Indians have the lead at the half. We'll be back with all the second half action in just a wee bit.
Don't forget we've got our concession operating underneath the stadium. Plenty of is greatly appreciated. All funds stay in the school and stay with our students and their families, and we appreciate your patronage.
Welcome back at the half. Indians holding on to a 20-14 lead. Paul Santos, what do you got for us?
Well, the Indians got off to a great start. They got the ball at their own 22-yard line. They put together 11-play, 78-yard drive, capped off by a Gramlich touchdown from the 2-yard line. The extra point, we're off and running. But then in the very next play, it was a special teams really great play by Milton. It was a 67-yard return by Salmon. Got the ball down to the Dartmouth 27, so on short field, Milton went in and got a touchdown, capped by a Peter Skutnik, a 1-yard touchdown run. Dartmouth then came back, and they were unable to move the ball. And then there was a 32-yard touchdown pass, and that gave the Milton team a 13-7 lead as Hinkle was able to get in from a kickoff return. He kicked off the ball. Dartmouth kicked off the ball. Hinkle got the ball at his own 2-yard line. It was a 98-yard return, and that gave Milton the lead. And then Dartmouth came back. They put together their own drive, starting at their own 34. Was not able to get anywhere. Milton got the ball back, but then a big interception by Tom Quinn as he intercepted the ball deep in enemy territory. Andrews ended up finishing off that drive, an 8-yard touchdown run, along with the extra point. Gave Dartmouth the lead back. And then the Indians got another score as they started the ball on their own 26-yard line. And they went down and got another touchdown there, and they ended up with a 20-14 lead at the half. So I think when you look at the half, obviously some mistakes on special teams, but then I know also that Milton started to have some problems with penalties. You know, they made some mistakes. Really would have been nice to see the Indians score in that last drive when they were down on the field and stalled at the very end of the half, but that's what we have. We have a very competitive game. It's 20-14 in favor of Dartmouth, and we start the second half.
And the Indians kick it short, and it does not catch Milton by surprise as they down the ball here at the 45-yard line. I want to stand corrected. Not two kickoff returns for a touchdown, as Paul recommended to me at halftime. The first one was a long return down deep in Indian territory, and the second one was a 98-yard touchdown return off the kickoff. So, score is 20-14. Milton will have the first possession. Ball at the 46-yard line. Collins in there at the quarterback spot. Skutnik the runner. 3 wides in this formation. Collins pumps again. Here's the rush, and down he goes. Back inside the 40-yard line, Michael Hawk.
Yeah, Michael Hawks had a really good game getting pressure on Collins all night long. Collins did a couple pump fakes. Good job by Hawk to stay there, read his keys, not get past the quarterback. Big play to start the second half of the Indians defense.
It will be 2nd and 17.
I elected to mention one of the more entertaining plays of the half, that 32-yard touchdown pass from Asante Aurora to Asante Aurora from quarterback Jackson Hyde, which gave the Indians the lead. What a beautiful play that was. Unfortunately, it was followed up by the kickoff return by Milton.
Here's Collins, throws far side, well defended, caught, and here comes a flag after the catch. And that may be a face mask. Chendron was in there on the stop, and yes, there's going to be a face mask against the Indians. So a completed pass, and you tack on the penalty. So the initial gain was 7, and they'll tack on the face mask penalty.
Looked like he got the back of the helmet. I didn't really see a face mask, but maybe we can catch it on the replay. See the Dartmouth defender came up high. Looked like he had the back of his helmet rather than the front of his helmet, but
from this vantage point, he might have grazed the face mask. And when you're in a Sweet 16, you gotta let stuff like that go. That was not obvious at all, nor was it intentional. Here's a little swing pass out to the near side. This is Salmon. He's still on his feet, fighting for yardage, and the Indians finally gang tackle him. Johnson in there, along with a couple of other his teammates. Gramlich in there as well. So it'll bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it 7 yards to go.
Steve Dombrowski, the head coach of Milton, looking on from the other side.
That's a gain of 2.
Hall of Famer.
Will be second and 8.
Skutnik off to his right.
Here's a run by Skutnik. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage where he's wrapped up there by the Indians' Jason Claudio.
Claudio in on the tackle.
Jaden Claudio, excuse me.
And nice play by Claudio to get off the block and make the tackle before it gave
Gain of 1 on the play. It will be 3rd and 7.
Skutnik any chance to get the ball going.
For
So
the Wildcats.
another 3rd and long here for the Indians. Let's hope they can get a stop here.
Here's Collins rolling.
On the carry.
Indians chasing. They get him down at the line of scrimmage.
Rothwell in on the tackle.
Rothwell, first guy to get hold of him. That'll bring up down 4th down and 9.
I know the Indians coaches were worried about Collins' feet, but great pursuit by the Dartmouth defense to get him before he got any running room going. Sets up a 4th and 10 or 4th and 9 for Milton. So another big play here coming up. They're in 2-down territory. I don't think they're going to punt here. It doesn't look like it. So,
Well, this will be the 3rd 4th down in a row by both teams. Going forward on 4th down. Last 3 series. Collins, 3-step drop. Here comes the rush.
Get him.
They're going to get him. They're going to sack him. And the Indians will take possession.
Claudio again.
In on the tackle.
Claudio in there for the Indians. And they'll take possession. So the first possession of the second half,
So it'll be
Milton couldn't take advantage of the face mask penalty, Paul. They can't pick up a first down. Now the Indians will get a shot at it with 8:55 to go.
They got to really credit that guy right there, Rick White, in the Dartmouth defense, because you look at the scoreboard, Dartmouth up 20-14, but you look at the 14 points that Milton has scored, not because of the offense. One of them was a kickoff return, and the other one was a kickoff that got the ball down to the enemy 27, so they scored on short field. So by and large, the Indians' defense has been effective
on the carry.
against this Milton team that loves to play spread offense.
That's a short gain there by the quarterback, Hart. Coming across the beat to tackle him was Dylan
Gain of 1
O'Driscoll.
on the play.
Looking at the bracket in terms of the playoffs, it appears that Mansfield is leading over Daugherty right now by a considerable score. If Mansfield wins, they're the highest seed. If Dartmouth can hang on and win this game, they would have to travel to Mansfield to take on Mansfield. So we've got a long way to go in this game and that game. We'll see how it plays out.
Check your local listings for that one, folks. Here's the jet sweep with Andrews. Look out, he's got speed. They're not going to catch him. Marcus Andrews heading for pay dirt. And they push him out at the 1-yard line. I'm shocked that they got him just inside the 1, and so is he. He's like, how could you catch me? No one in the state can catch me.
It's a great angle by the defender, but we talked about it all night long. He was so close in the first half to breaking a few of these. Got a lot of key blocks by Gremlick and Nunes Medeiros on the outside. Once he gets his shoulder squared, it's a track race to the goal line, and just barely gets caught at the goal line.
Well, that's a 60-yard run there by the Dartmouth senior Marcus Andrews. What a game he's had tonight because, you know, not only getting into the end zone and so forth, but it seems like every time they give him the ball, it turns into something positive, and usually not 2 or 3 yards. It's always like 7, 8, 10, 15.
Yeah, and these guys played for 4 years on the outside, Nunes Medeiros, and the other wide receivers out there with Aurora and Stevens. They do a great job on the outside blocking all night long.
They hand it to Gremlick, twisting, turning, and they give him the touchdown. They waited for a brief second. That second effort by Ray Gremlick, the senior. Picks up his 10th touchdown of the season.
Well, this is a fun player to watch because he's just gutsy, he's strong, he's physical, and he's the guy that really can grind out the yards to the inside. That was a good example there. They only needed 1 yard, so why not give it to him, get behind that offensive line, and get into the end zone?
Really got to credit the Indian defense on 4th and 9, holding them, then taking the ball and going down the field to score.
Gendron to attempt the extra point. Jackson Hart the holder.
No, Hart the holder, Jedrin the kicker. Everything looks good, except the kick.
Kick is no good.
So they've botched 2-point after touchdowns in this one, but still have the lead at 26-14. Well, Andrew's talked about the defense all night. Special teams has been a bugaboo in this game for the Indians. But Mike Martin's defense, Andrew, once again, big game, always has him up to play.
Always. I mean, it's a team you know, so obviously Mike Martin knows what he's got to do, how you got to scheme them. They kind of run the same thing spread for years and years and years now. They're a tough team to match up against, but Dartmouth has some great experience in the secondary. You know, all these guys have played great on the outside, and it's allowing Claudio and other guys to get pressure on the quarterback because the secondary is covering all the schemes out there. So it's a good match right now for the secondary and the defensive line getting pressure on Collins, and they're not allowing him to get any upfield runnings. So right now, Dartmouth has Milton on their heels offensively, which is a great thing. We haven't seen that over the past couple of years. They've been a juggernaut on offense, so it's a great thing to see this tonight.
And when we usually play them, they're a senior-dominated team, and Paul and I talked about that pregame. A lot of new faces on this Milton team. They are not the Super Bowl champs that they were last year.
That's right, and Dartmouth lost to them last year. They were eliminated 28-7 by Milton, but Milton lost a lot of their seniors. Dartmouth did not.
So here's a kick picked up here on the near side. And they advance it up to the 44-yard line. Patrick Mason on the return. The Indian coaching staff has decided on the last few kickoffs, we are not kicking to the deep men.
Right, and it's really a trade-off, right? You don't want to kick to the deep men because you've been burned a couple of times, and you're thinking to yourself, I'd rather give them the ball at the 43-yard line than take the chance and putting it into those guys' hands, right?
And knock on wood, the Dartmouth defense hasn't given up any huge plays where, doing this, giving them 50% of the 40 has come back to haunt them. Milton's trying to have, 5, 6, 7, 8 play drives to try to get points. So it's a good combination right now. You got going instead of giving up a 70-yard touchdown run.
Hand off, running back. Skutnik, solid run by him. He's out for a gain of 13 and a first down.
Now, we haven't seen this too much in the game, They haven't really been able to move the ball, especially on first down, especially on the ground. So credit Skutnik. He's kind of a shifty guy. He is a running back, only a sophomore, but plays like an upperclassman and gets Milton a first down on their first play from scrimmage in this drive.
First and 10 now with just under 7.5 to go. Skutnik again runs it off right tackle, out for a yard or so before he's tackled there by the Indians. Rothwell once again on the stop for Dartmouth High. Mike Hott gets up a little slowly, but he seems to be okay.
No gain on the play.
They'll give him no gain, perhaps one.
It will be 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats.
I think I'm going to get a phone call from the down marker across the way. Someone's going to tell him that I had a little criticism. I'll probably be getting a phone call. Here comes little screen. It's caught, and down goes the runner. That's Salmon. He caught it, but no chance Andrew to run after the catch.
No, another good play by Claudio. He's a big kid to begin with. Got his hands up, altered that throw, high throw. Gave the Dartmouth Indians a chance to get back in position to stop this play before it was a big game. So little mishap by Milton there, sets him up for 3rd and long again. So Dartmouth defense doing what they got to do, not giving up any big plays there. So big play here.
3rd down and 6. A long 6 at that. There's Collins. He's got time. Throws right sideline. That just flooded out of his hand. Incomplete. Fulton was the intended receiver, and he's got his hands on his hips over there like saying, what was that?
It looked like he kind of slipped on the route as well, so he wasn't even getting back to that ball, even if it was in the vicinity of him.
4th and 6 for the Wildcats.
So they're going to go for it again on 4th down. Collins drives him off sides.
I didn't think he crossed the line.
That's going to make this a much easier make on 4th down.
That's a close call. I don't know if he, the rule is if he crossed the line, but he jumped, but he must have from our angle, didn't look like it, but he must have passed that.
That was Jaden Claudio.
I don't really see the Indians make a lot of mistakes and penalties tonight. Milton has made much more, but that one really hurt because look at how much easier this is for Milton.
Here's the quarterback, Collins. He's got the first down. Down inside the 31-yard line. More importantly, Paul Santos, they keep possession of the football.
Yeah, you know, it didn't feel like Milton was going to be able to make that first down when it was 4th down and 6 or 7. You know what I mean? The way Dartmouth's defense has been playing, you know, the yards are not easy to come by. But then when you give them those 5 for free, you change it into a 4th and 1. They run it up the middle. First down, they keep the ball, and they are in the red zone or closing in on the red zone.
Here's Collins. Running back Skutnik. He's still on his feet. He's a tough little runner, is Skutnik. Picked up another yard or 2 just on 2nd and 3rd effort.
In on the tackle.
It does feel like the Dartmouth defense is making Milton work hard. You know, you see these guys, Michael Hawk, Jaden Claudio, Desiree Rothwell, Tom Quinn with a big interception earlier in the game. I mean, they're making them work for it. So I like the way Dartmouth defense has been playing, and I got a lot of confidence they're going to be able to do something here.
Collins going to throw over the middle. Got a man out there, and it's caught by the big fella, Patrick Mason.
The Mason is complete.
And that's going to set up a 1st and goal for Milton.
Yeah, nice play by Milton here to get the ball up in the air to their big man, Mason. Goes up and gets it. No contact there, no call, but a great play to adjust his body, make the play, sets up Milton first. And goal.
Yeah, Aurora was in trail position that time. That's a big fella he's guarding.
26-yard pass there to Mason.
88 had the advantage. Came down with the ball 1st and goal now. Here's Collins. Rolling left. Indians. Michael Hott wraps him up. For no gain.
Johnson and
Gang tackle by the Indians defense there. Good pursuit by everybody there. Not allowing Collins. I know they were nervous before this game because he is dangerous with his feet, but they've done a really nice job preventing him from getting in open space and getting any big runs or taking advantage of the Dartmouth secondary downfield.
2nd and goal from the 5. 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd. Collins rolls right. Collins looking end zone. And it's picked off! The Indians pick it off! Marcus Andrews, I believe on a deflected pass. And Andrews tried to run it out and get stopped inside the 5, but more importantly, it's a big turnover.
Sante Aurora right there tipped it to change direction of that pass, and it lands into the arms of Marcus Andrews.
Yeah, great defensive play, great defensive stand by the Indians. Two seniors in the secondary making big plays for the Indians, Aurora and Andrews. Only downfall of that is the Indians got to go 99 yards. They're at their own goal line.
More importantly, they kept them out of the end zone. And they come out in that diamond look. And here's Gremlick, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Anytime you get a big play like this, of course, it's crucial. But like you said, Jim, stopping them from scoring, that was the big thing.
It's hard to fault Andrews. He works on the tip drill every day in practice. He gets it. But, you know, at this age, you want to run it back all the way.
Right. You're not
a college
thinking about,
player or a
right.
pro, they probably just would have fallen down and
Right.
put the ball at the 20-yard line. But he's a high school kid. Hey, he's fastest kid around. He wants to take it to the house.
And it's all instinct. You get the ball and you run. You're
Exactly.
not thinking about taking a knee.
Right. Oh. And now they're going to call a late whistle on Milton for jumping offside.
Offside against the Wildcats.
And that's Lindsay.
5-yard penalty.
And that helps the Indians just a tad. Gives them a free 5 on this second down call.
And 5
That's a killer for Milton. I mean, if you're a coach,
on the 8-yard line.
you're right in front of the ball. All you got to do is watch the ball. You're a coach, you come back to the sideline and say, what are you doing? You just look down. You're right there. I know they're excited to get the play off and, you know, thinking safety maybe, but you got to be disciplined when you got your team backed up in the goal line.
Okay, the referees are set with the time clock. And here's Hart looking for running room. He's being chased. Hart along the near sideline, and Hoss calling, and that'll be another penalty as Harrison Hinkle got him across the shoulder pads in jersey, and that's a dangerous tackle.
Well, it's a scary tackle, absolutely. You know,
Didn't need to do it either.
yeah, I mean, it's a close call. I mean, I don't think it was done with malice, but I mean, Hart's running to the corner, and he's kind of behind him on the angle, so he's only got one way to go to get him. So a big mistake there by Milton, giving Dartmouth 15, clearing him out of their shadow of the goal line.
Right, they started Paul from their own 2, and they've taken 20 yards in penalties.
Yeah, the penalties are really starting to kill Milton, you know, and they look like they were about to score there, which would have changed everything if they could have scored there. They give up the interception to Dartmouth, and then on top of that, now they're helping Dartmouth get out from deep in their own territory. Some big mistakes by Milton.
Hart with the quick pitch. And here's Gremlich looking for room, and he gets it up close to the 30-yard line. He's knocked across the boundary there. Colin Donovan credited with the tackle. But you know, the last few games, you guys, Gremlich's been quiet. You know, they seem to have gone Andrew more to a passing game and more of a perimeter game.
Yeah, I think that has a little bit to do with some of the opponents they play with, being undersized in the line. Use your speed, your advantage, get to the corners. Use these guys have all played 4 years. They've run a little bit screen, wide receiver screens, get Gremlich involved that way. But, you know, up front, Milton's big, so up front is a tough way to run, make your offense.
This is Jackson Hart. He's out close to the first down, but I believe he's going to be about a yard or 2 short.
Donovan on the tackle. Brings the ball out to the 34-yard line.
So it'll be 3rd down and less than a yard to go. Ricky White likes it. Actually, they're going to give him the first down. They were discussing it. And of course, my man across the way there had the thing at 3rd down.
Well, the Indians in the driver's
Paul,
seat
he
right
is not
now.
going to win the Rolls Royce. I'm
No,
telling you.
no,
I'm getting
apparently.
aggravated. At my age, it's not good to aggravate.
And you have some influence in who
I
wins
do.
the
I have plenty of
Rolls-Royce.
influence.
Yeah.
I hope he's a nice guy, but you know, you got to. You know, what does Bill Belichick do? Do your job. 1st and 10. Here's Gremlich.
Gremlich going to carry.
Rays out across the 35, out to about the 37-yard line, where he's wrapped up there.
Yeah, as I was saying, it feels like Dartmouth really in the driver's seat right now. You know, Milton had a chance right there to make it a one-score game. They came so close to making it a one-score game. Dartmouth with the interception, the tip into the arms of Andrews from Asante, and then, of course, what happened after that was the penalties. I mean, the Indians, I think, were going to move the ball anyway. You have some confidence in that, but then you just whack on the penalties. Next thing you know, here they are at the 38-yard line.
2nd and 6. Here's Hart. Quarterback draw. Gets back to the line of scrimmage and is wrapped up there. Rojas, one of the first guys to get him to the ground.
And what's
Along with Hegarty.
What's killing Milton now, too, is not scoring there, giving Dartmouth the ball back. 40 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Dartmouth's killing a lot of clock. You know, instead of stopping them in the end zone, Dartmouth's punting, Milton getting the ball back in Dartmouth territory with plenty of time in the 3rd. Quarter's going to end, and Milton's going to be down without the ball still. So it's a very costly interception when you break it down for Milton.
3 wides, top of your screen.
They need to stop on this drive.
Here's Hart. Rolls, throws, caught, 1st down. No, they're calling it a catch. That's Marcus Andrews on the catch, and he lets the fans know on the near side, yes, sir, that's a 1st down. I give this kid credit. He must watch TV. He knows where the camera is all the time, Andrew.
Well, let's see what happens, because I know they were complaining on the far side. It looked like he was in bounds to me.
He took a big pop by Harrison Hinkle across the way.
I don't know what the Milton coaches were trying to say.
Yeah.
Did not get his foot down or
He
something
was
over
clearly
there.
in Browns.
So I'm not sure, but
As you pointed out, moving the ball, and the clock continues to wind down, and they don't have the ball. So as long as they can continue to move the ball and have a successful drive here, it'll be curtains for Milton.
All right, coming in motion is Andrews. They give it
Here's hard off the ball fake,
On
and
the carry.
Hinkle tackle there by Finn Hegarty. And that'll end the quarter. So we got 10 minutes to go, fellas. Indians
Tackle.
with a comfortable lead of 26-14. They came into the game with a 6-2 record.
Score, you're about
Milton
to
came
win.
into the game as defending Division III Super Bowl winners.
Wildcats
3-5 on this season. Last year they had a good group of seniors that took it all away to get the state trophy. This year, Coach had to retool, and we've seen that over the years here at Dartmouth High as well. You retool after a Super Bowl win, and 3-5. I'm sure Steve isn't quite happy with that, but they're giving a good effort here in this one. Paul, what are you looking for in the final 10?
Well, I'd like to see Dartmouth continue with this drive. They've had a lot of successful drives so far tonight. Milton has not really moved the ball much on offense. Their scoring has come on a special teams kickoff return, a 98-yard kickoff return, and another return that was 67 yards. They gave them the ball at the Dartmouth 27 on short field. So they really haven't done a lot on the offensive side of the ball. Then on top of that, Dartmouth's defense has been very tough. And as we just pointed out, when Milton had a chance to score right there, not only did they not score, they actually helped Dartmouth with the penalty. So I think Dartmouth is in the driver's seat. And real quick, looking at the third quarter, a couple of really big plays, a 60-yard run by Andrews. They got the ball down to the 1-yard line so that Gramlich could run it in from the 1-yard line. And then the interception by Andrews with the tip from Asante Aurora. That was the other big play on defense in quarter number 3.
Yeah, I misspoke. It's obviously a 12-minute quarter. So you gave us your wrap up for the final 10, but it was actually the final 12. You did good.
Thanks.
Pretty bad when you get a bad setup to the color man. Second and long here for Hart. There's Andrews. They got him bottled up. He's going to try to escape. He might get back to the line of scrimmage if he's lucky. Nice job that time by Harrison Hinkle, a couple of his other teammates to get him down to the ground.
Loss of 1 on the play.
Well, if Dartmouth hangs on and wins this game, they're probably going to go travel to Mansfield next week, because Mansfield had a sizable lead the last time we checked. And that would be an away game next Friday night at Mansfield, because Mansfield is the higher seed.
So it is 3rd down and 10 at the 45 for the Indians.
Of course, that Thanksgiving game against Fairhaven, that looks like that's going to be a good one this
Oh,
year.
that's going to be Dartmouth offense and defensive lines. Better lift extra weights. Fairhaven loves to just attack.
The
Running
big
the
running
football.
back is still there.
He's still there. He's a touchdown maker. Here's one for the Indian. It's Hart.
High on the carry.
And Hart gets knocked out at the 49-yard line.
So just a quick update. Mansfield final 42-16. So the Indians will definitely be traveling to Mansfield next week.
And from that score, it'll be a tough opponent, regardless of who plays them.
They're rated third in
On the
the
49-yard line.
in the bracket. So Mansfield wins. If the Indians hold on, they travel to Mansfield next Friday night as the Indians get set to kick this away. Gendron back to kick for the Indians.
For the Wildcats, Gendron the punt.
Salmon back deep. Good snap. Here comes the rush. He rides it out. And it's short. The Indians just going to let it bounce. And they're going to down it inside the Milton 30-yard line. They trail by a score of 26-14. Just over 10 to play here in the final quarter. I'm Jim Thompson alongside Andrew Thompson and Paul Santos. Thank you for inviting us into your living rooms. We hope you enjoy the coverage of Dartmouth Community Media. I know, Paul, we're both all around the town. People will come up to you and say, you guys are so good. Not us, but the replays and the outstanding coverage. It really is special when you compare it to other towns.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. I mean, we have an outstanding group of folks down there in the truck. We've got equipment that's state of the art, and we're very, very fortunate here in the town to be able to put this product out here for the enjoyment of those in the town and really around the area.
There's the running back, Skutnik, and he had more room to run, but he tripped up under his own feet. The turf monster got him, but he got a gain of 7 on the play.
Good break for Dartmouth there because it looked like he had a little bit more running room to go before he tripped over his own feet.
Milton's got to speed up, and it looks like they are speeding up a little bit as the clock winds down at 9:42. Still a 2-score game.
Skutnik again. He's got himself a first as he barrels his way for an 8-yard gain.
We haven't seen 2 successful runs to the interior in a row like that before.
Brings the ball out to the
Milton needs it.
I'm surprised Milton hasn't gone to the air sooner. I mean, they have the ability. They've done it over the years. So, you got to pay attention to what you're doing. You can't just keep thinking they're going to run the ball here for the Dartmouth defense.
Collins pumps, now scrambles out, throws it along the far sideline. It's completed to Skutnik, is running back, and that's another Milton first down.
by Derek Stevens.
Derek Stevens was over there in coverage.
Ball down to the 40,
So Milton
3-yard line of the Indians.
speeding it up just a bit, calling the plays a little quicker
On the
here,
Indian 43
as time is not on their side, although with over 9 minutes to go in high school football, as we all know, anything can happen. Here's Collins. Collins throws deep over the middle. Indians back there, they pick it up again.
Picked off by Marcus Andrews.
And Marcus Andrews has it, and the Indians take it away again.
Penalty marker on the play.
There's a penalty flag.
And there's a penalty.
We're waiting to hear the result of the flag, but that
Okay,
will
holding
be
Milton.
the third interception of the game for Dartmouth. It is against Milton, and it will be declined. So 2 interceptions by Marcus Andrews, another interception by Tom Quinn, and this one came at a perfect time for Dartmouth. Milton really going for it all there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm looking at the flag now. The flag's going with Milton, so I don't know if this sailed on him a little bit, but Marcus Andrews altered his route better than the wide receiver for that interception.
Hold on a minute. Watch this. Now watch. This, I love this kid. Watch this right here. He tried to spin the top, but he forgot the string.
So in the last interception he had, he tries to run from the goal line, doesn't get down. Here he's got plenty of room. Someone wants him to get down, but
Yeah.
smart play regardless because it gives the Indians the ball back, kill more clock. But, just funny, he's got open space to run.
And the Indians are going to keep it on the ground. It's Gremlick, and he forces his way across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line.
I kind of understand going for it all there because you had to do it at some point, only 8 minutes left in the game. But the last 3 plays were like gains of 10, gains of 15, gains of 10. It felt like they were moving down the field the way they were doing it.
Yeah, I mean, they were getting out of bounds. The clock was stopped. There's, we said before the play, 9 minutes to go. It was still plenty of time. Next play, big interception. So, I mean, again, it's high school football. Anything's possible. And, again, like we talked about the wind, it has been a factor. But during the play and right now, the wind is definitely going towards where he threw that ball. So I don't know if it sailed on him a little bit, but it was overthrown. But great play by Andrews.
Second down here for Hart. He rolls looking for running room. Still on his feet. Jackson going to be tackled down and tackled hard by Taryn Bly, who came up to make the stop on him. Looked like Jackson had a little running room, Andrew, but cut short.
Yeah, it was a nice play by the Milton defense with the pursuit getting there. Bly made a nice open field tackle on him and thumped him down pretty hard. So third and short, the clock's still running, which is a good thing for Dartmouth. But, you can see that Hart's been banged around a little bit tonight. A couple hard tackles and landing awkwardly a few times. So we want to get out of this game before anything else really happens to him.
3rd and 2. We'll go with the diamond look.
Out on the carry.
That's Michael Hawk. And Hawk's got himself a first down, I believe. He's very close to it.
On the tackle.
No, they're going to say, let's see. About a half a yard short.
Wow. 4th down and half a yard.
It'll be fourth and less
In your
than
own
a yard.
territory, you have to punt the ball out of there.
I think Ricky's just going to run the clock down. And Aiden Gendron will come in to punt.
Milton has to start thinking about taking some of their timeouts. Dartmouth, of course, taking their time here with a two-possession game.
Salmon back deep for the Wildcats. Aiden Gendron, the punt for the Indians.
Salmon stands at the 45 to return. And the whistles blow, and I believe a delay of game will be called against the Indians.
Delay of game against the Indians. Still fourth down. Fourth and 5.
So that'll back the Indians up 5. And that puts Salmon inside Indian territory, standing at the Indian 48 to return. Good snap. Here comes the rush. It's blocked. Oh my goodness gracious! It's blocked, and the ball is picked up by Milton, and they'll have it first down, deep within Indian territory.
Holy smokes. Wow. It felt like the Indians had this game totally in their control. And as Andrew pointed out, you pointed out before, high school football, anything is possible. Look at this play right here. And Milton has a chance to make it a one-possession game with this field position.
If they run that back, we can see Ben Parmalee shot out of a cannon through the line and just absolutely no chance to get the punt off for Gendron. It's a tough spot now for the Indians to put themselves back in with plenty of time back for Milton now. And
Letting him back in the game, and that's 3 special teams plays now. The kickoff return, the big long return that gave him good field position, and now this.
Collins looks, throws, caught,
Collins pass is complete.
and it's Salmon.
Sampson. Gremlick on
Gremlick finally got him out of bounds. They're going to mark the ball around the 8-yard line.
It's the ball on the 8-yard line. It will be 2nd and 6.
So that was a 4-yard gain, 2nd down and 6. Still plenty of time left if they can punch one in here.
If you're missing your cell phone, please check. Let us
Here's
know.
Skutnik, and he's dragging tacklers with him.
Skutnik on the carry.
Skutnik's had a sneaky good game with those little runs up the middle, keeping the Dartmouth defense on their toes up the middle. And a lot of things if Milton offense is on the perimeter of this offense, but he gets up the field pretty quick for a young sophomore.
9-yard line. It will be 3rd and 1.
Third, about a yard to go. Ball at the 9-yard line. Here's Skutnik again, and he may have got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be close. And let's see what they do.
First down.
They look and they say move the chain across the way. First down, Milton, first and goal.
Why is the clock
It'll be
stopped?
1st and goal on the Indian 3-yard line.
No, the ball's at the 3.5-yard line. Here's Collins.
Collins on the carry.
Drives it to the left side, and he's going to be just short. Referee's coming in, and
Touchdown.
now they call it a late touchdown. That took a while as the officials came running in, and Milton now has got their score up to 20 as we look on.
Collins put his head down and
Rowley to attempt
just
the extra
barely gets
point.
in.
So with 4:52 to go, we're in a 6-point ball game, fellas.
Oh.
Low snap, ball's bouncing. And it's little pitch and catch. And they're going to come up just short.
Rowley on the
Running with the football was Ryan Fulton on that botched play. But it was scary there for a minute, Paul.
Well, let's take a look at it again. A lot of times, an athlete's really tested when something goes wrong. What can you make out of nothing? But unfortunately, a bad snap. It just kind of bounced. The holder was unable to pick it up. Smart play there. You kind of dish it off. You have to remember, though, that, if the Indians get the ball and run it the other way, it's 2 points. In this particular case, that wouldn't help too much because the other team is up by 6, or Dartmouth is up by 6, so 2 more would make it 8. But anyway, they didn't go into the end zone that time, and so it remains 26-20.
Something we talked about earlier, missed field goal. Now it would have been 7-point lead. 6 ties the game.
Yeah.
So it comes back to haunt you when you miss a field goal in high school football. Instead of being 27-20, making Milton go down and score a touchdown. If they score a touchdown, they can win the game with a field goal here. So not ideal.
This is really scary because, just a few minutes ago, it felt like you could almost put this one in the win column. Almost. You can never, say anything automatic or anything like that. But the blocked punt, giving them the ball right down there, like the 10-yard line, they bring it in for a touchdown. Now all of a sudden, this drive right here is the most important drive of the game. They've got to establish something to move the ball down the field, take time off the clock, and not give Milton any time to get the ball back and score.
And they kick it deep. And it goes into the end zone for a touchback. So the Indians will have it. 1st and 10 with 4:52 remaining. And all of a sudden clinging on to a 6-point lead.
It's the bewitching hour here at Dartmouth Memorial Stadium. Crunch time. Well, the Dartmouth Indians offense has been successful throughout the game, utilizing Andrews, utilizing Gramlich, of course the quarterback Jackson Hart. Stevens has made some good plays. So, they have a lot of weapons, a lot of things they can do. They just have to put together a successful drive here and never let Milton get the ball.
And you have senior leadership. This is what you count on.
Well, if you're a senior, you said we've lost the last 2 years to these guys. Let's put them to bed, but we'll see what happens.
Here's Andrews looking for running room. He's got the corner. They're still chasing him, but he's out for a solid run of 7, and the clock continues to roll.
Seemed like there was a little extra put on that tackle.
That was Ryan Fulton over there.
I mean, he just slammed him to the turf, and I think one of the Indian players took exception to that. No flag.
Gain of 9 on the play, it will be 2nd and
Clock
1.
continues to roll. This is what you want, 2nd down and short. 1st down's always important late in the game, Andrew.
Absolutely. I think right now it's Gramlich time or Hart. Just get the 1st down, and it puts a lot more pressure on Milton.
Oh, goodness gracious. Before they get the play off,
On the play.
Offside.
and they call it offside against Milton, I believe.
Offside against Milton.
Ooh.
That'll give the Indians.
From this angle, I didn't see anybody move unless they were in the neutral zone before. But
Well, they're saying that. It's tough to be an official nowadays. He was heading the wrong way.
Well, this is huge. The ball is now all the way up at the 34-yard line.
There's my man over
First
there.
down.
He's got the 1st down up there. He's ready to go.
first
He
down.
moved it. Not that quickly, but he moved it.
I don't know if I'll be able to give the Rolls Royce away. The way this game is going. I think it's a beauty. I drove it yesterday. Oh,
You got it all shined up.
it's unbelievable.
Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining.
1st and 10 Indians. There's Gramlich. He's not going to get very far.
Gramlich on the carry.
Wrapped up by Yukabore. And a timeout called
Timeout, Milton.
by Milton.
All right, so Milton down to 2 timeouts. 3:23 to go. I was wondering when they were going to start calling him. You don't want to call him too early, but you start maybe around now, I think is just about right.
Well,
Just to kind of get the clock stopped.
It's hard to call him on the previous plays before that. On 1st down, you gain 9 yards. So if you're coaching, you're like, you can't call a timeout now.
No.
And let him get the 1st down, and let's hope we get short yardage like they get there. Now you're looking at 2nd and 9. You stop the clock. And Dartmouth has 2 plays to advance the football to pick up a first down.
Talked about it before, Jim, a senior head coach over there, Steve Dembowski, leading this Milton Wildcat team.
That's him right there. This guy's a legend.
Penalties have hurt them a little bit tonight.
And he's had the Indians' number, as Andrew has said prior in this discussion. And I know I read some quotes by Ricky White that they have a pretty good friendship between the two of them. Had some good battles over the years. So you fans in Milton joining in for this live telecast, we say hello. I'm sure you're sitting at the edge of your seats as you watch this 2nd down and 10 call for the Indians. Here's Gremlick. He's got running room. Raise across midfield. He may take it home. Gremlick's heading for the house. Give him the keys. Let him in and put him to bed. 65 yards goes to senior Ray Gremlick.
Wow. Well, what's the famous saying around here is night, night, Milton. Night, night. That's a big play right there they were looking for all night long. Huge play by Gremlick. Breaks the tackle. 65-yard touchdown run. No one catching him. Good for him. Great way to end this night for the Indians if they can hold on here with 3:10 left.
You know, Andrew, in broadcasting, you can only use that line once. And around the Indian coaches, every time they have a Coca-Cola with me or whatever, they on their 4th Coke, they'll say, nighty night Jimmy.
That's right.
It was really nice. It couldn't happen to a better kid there, Ray Gramlich, who's had such a great career here at Dartmouth High School, and still a few games, of course, left to go. But to get out in the open like that and to put the dagger into Milton right there in front of the home crowd, great to see.
I'll tell you who's not going to sleep tonight is Hayden Gendron. He's going to have nightmares. 32-20 is our score with just over 3 to go.
So 2 touchdowns tonight for Ray Gramlich. So he's got 11 on the season.
All right, we're going to have time here for the Rolls Royce. Lucky fan. If Peter Chase can get a fan as we look on at the 65-yard touchdown run. All right, Peter, you ready? Fan of the game coming up. Let's see what we got. This is for a 2025 Rolls Royce. Let's see. No.
The winner has to have a driver's license, right?
Yeah. No, I think they might have to go on the other side of the field, I'm guessing. Oh, you're not. He's not. Okay. We just got cut off.
They pulled the plug on that.
Plug. Oh,
The promotion's over.
we got a young crew.
It's regular season only.
Yeah, right there. I like when Peter gets agitated. Here's Gendron. They just got a little pooch kick. And they return it for a couple of yards. Where Milton will have it with 3:06 to go. Now trailing by 12.
Well, some big plays tonight for Dartmouth. Gramlich, a couple of touchdowns. You had a 32-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Jackson Hart to Asante Aurora. You had an Andrews 84-yard run. And you also had a couple of interceptions, 3 interceptions for Dartmouth. 2 by Andrews and 1 by Tom Quinn. So a little bit of everything here tonight for Dartmouth. And, of course, that finishing touch right there, the icing on the cake, a 65-yard touchdown run by Ray Gramlich. 2 touchdowns on the night for him as well, and Dartmouth up 32-20.
Collins has his work cut out for him. 3-step drop, looking. Here comes the rush, and down he goes. Oh, Jaden in there once again. He's had quite a game, that young fella right there.
Talk about Gendron having nightmares. I think Collins is going to be seeing Claudio in his dreams tonight. That's 3rd or 4th sack of the night for that young man, and he's had quite the night.
Yeah, he's a senior defensive lineman. firing off on the line and making a big play here in the closing moments of the game.
Looks near side, throws, got a man. Stepping out of bounds at the 48-yard line is Ronan Simon.
47-yard line.
Well, Dartmouth is a number 6 seed here in the tournament. They will go on to beat Milton, the number 11 seed. Next week, they'll be traveling to Mansfield to take on the number 3 seed. That's going to be a challenge and a test for this Dartmouth Indian team, no question.
I'll be in sunny Florida, listening in.
Somehow. You'll be on the golf course?
I hope so. There's a throw out to Salmon, far side. He's got himself a first down. He's still chasing him. Finally, he steps across the boundary.
Now, Jim, beating Mansfield would clearly be an upset. What would they have to do in order to pull off the upset, to stay in that game and really give them a challenge, do you think?
Well, I think you got to rely like you did tonight. I think you got to rely on your seniors and play mistake-free. And you got to coach the special teams. Hey, it's offense, defense, and you guys. So I think that's what they're working on. But the seniors have come through tonight. Most certainly have. And that's what you relied on going into the season. And here you are, 2 minutes away from winning the opening round in the playoffs. And that is nearly picked up. Genuine had his hands on it.
So you can hear the Dartmouth coaches, the play before that, they're yelling at Gengin to widen out, widen out. Clearly he listened on that one. He almost had a pick 6 for himself, widened out. And when you listen to your coaches, good things happen.
It'll be 2nd and 10.
Genuine may be the starting quarterback next year. They really like this young fella, but he's had to play behind one of the area's premier players in Jackson Hart.
Only a sophomore.
Here's Collins, throws, got a man, it's complete. That's Fulton, and he's taken down around the 25-yard line. Genuine there to get him. And that's going to move the chain across the far sideline. But as they move the chain, the clock continues to roll. Can you hear Coach Rossi up there? Somebody better widen out. And that's completed to the big fella, Mason.
I know that voice. I think that was Coach Zexter. I know that one, yeah.
I've heard that. I should have known that. I've heard that in my house since he was about 8 years old.
It's the clearest he's ever talked as well.
Yeah, it's usually inaudible.
Second and 4.
I'll check for that. Some fan will say you shouldn't talk like that.
He's family. Nice play.
A nice play by Michael Hawk. That was Fulton on the reception.
Gain of 1 on the play. Timeout, Milton.
So they take a timeout. I'm very disappointed that Rolls Royce, I don't know what we're going to do with it. Peter is not in the mood for that. I don't know if you guys heard it in the headsets or not.
Oh, got that big shed over there. Keep it for next year.
Yeah, he's got that big, well.
I think that zoom lens couldn't reach the other side where most of the potential winners could be, you know.
We have some younger crew members learning on the job, so I get it. I've got the keys to that shed over there, so when Sue tells me to hit the road, I can camp out over there. Oh, there we are.
Oh, there he is.
Now, there's a guy that needs FaceTime right there. Coach Rossi, Coach Sexter. I coach with Coach Rossi over at UMass Dartmouth under the legendary coach Bill Kavanaugh over there. Not only did we win a lot of games, but we had a lot of fun, a lot of laughter. Throw it.
Get it. Get it.
Yes. Picked off. It's Gendron. And he's down here the near sideline. He's got one man to beat. Still on his feet and tackled down at the 35-yard line. Night, Milton.
35-yard line. 37-yard line.
Oh, we just talked about him getting wide. Got plenty wide on that one. Great interception. Great read by Ginger. shows some of that future speed he's got too for the Dartmouth offense. But great defensive calling tonight by Martin Zexter. Great secondary play tonight for the Indians. Heck of a win.
Like I can tell you, I've known those two coaches upstairs. They're veterans, and they've been screaming at the linebackers to widen out. Gendron nearly had one a moment ago. Then he finally got one.
I think they might know what they're talking about.
Well, how come when they're at our house, they don't know anything?
No.
Now here's Hart's going in victory formation now. Indians will advance in the tournament. Paul Santos, tell the fans at home where they're going.
Well, they're going to be taking on Mansfield in Mansfield. Mansfield is the number 3 seed in the Division 3 tournament. Dartmouth, as you can see there, the number 6 seed. They will go on to beat Milton here 32-20. Great job by the offense, solid defense, and really forcing Milton into some bad mistakes, some penalties. 3 interceptions by Dartmouth contributed to this win as well. But Mansfield are going to be tough. They had a big win tonight over Doherty. They're the higher seed. They'll be playing on their home turf, and Dartmouth's going to have to play perfect and bring a real big game in order to take down the higher seed in Mansfield at the Mansfield Stadium.
Hart looking at the clock. And he goes down to one knee, and that'll do it. Indians will celebrate.
And that will do it.
3 touchdowns tonight for Gramlich, 12 on the season, another one by Aurora, another one by Andrews. And as we said, the 3 interceptions, 2 by Andrews on a tip by Aurora, and an interception by Tom Quinn, which was key at that particular time. Some big plays, just got to clean up the special teams a little bit, especially going against the higher seed in Mansfield next week.
So the Indians up their season to 7 wins against 2 defeats, and they were
That
2
is the
good
final
friends
game,
right there.
the final
2
score.
legendary coaches, by the way. Great to see them compete, and it's great, Andrew, for the Indians to repay Milton, as Milton really laid the lumber to them last year up at Milton.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly I don't want to say revenge game, but a lot of these kids remembered being disappointed last year, a tough loss. They kind of got beat bad last year. So before the game on the field, you could hear some of the kids saying, we want this one, we need this one. So good for them. Great win. It's a great, anytime you win a playoff game against a big school like Milton, it's a big deal. So these kids should be happy. They continue in the playoffs. For years, Mansfield's always been in the contention or at Super Bowl, so not an easy cakewalk next week either against Mansfield. So should be a great game.
You know, Paul, we always talk about, I could say it, the 3-headed monster, 3 seniors on the offensive side of the ball. But if you study the history of the last 10, 15 years, it's Coach Martin's defense. I mean, tonight, 20 points. They didn't give up the 20 points. They were putting either a kickoff return or putting bad field position. That defense came through big time tonight for Coach White and especially Coach Martin, who I'm sure has a big smile on his face after this one.
Oh, there's no question about it. The 20 points you look at up on the board there really wasn't the offense at all. It was a 98-yard kickoff return. There was another 67-yard kickoff return that gave the offense of Milton the ball at the enemy 27, so that was short field. And then how about some of the big stops when you needed them on 4th down? And how about 3 interceptions on the game, all at key times? So the defense, can't say enough about it.
The Indians, I believe it was 3 times in a row on 4th down, held Milton. So that all plays into it, and especially Milton had drives going, Andrew. They get down to 4th down, they go for it, they can't make it. But during that time, eating the clock up and turning the ball back to the Indians. So,
yeah, it was, I mean, usually we used to watch this Milton team go up and down the field, spread it, chuck it, just kind of cruise to victories and beat up front. But Dartmouth tonight kind of turned the tables on them, and they did more of the power run. They controlled this game from the start. I mean, like we talked about, a couple of special teams blunders, but for the most part, Dartmouth had this game locked up defensively and really prevented Milton from throwing the ball, getting into their offense, getting any drives really that had any momentum. So it was a great job by the seniors on both sides of the ball. The secondary and the seniors on this Dartmouth defense is big time. I mean, they shut down a lot of good teams this year, so everybody should be proud. It was a great team win.
I agree. Final thoughts?
Yeah, the yardage was hard to come by, Milton's offense. And that interception, when they had the ball down at whatever it was, the 5-yard line, and they had 3 interceptions, but that one in particular that really was going to make it a 1-score game, and they picked that ball off, the tip by Asante Aurora, the interception by Andrews. Wow, that was huge at that time, so credit the defense.
So it's up to Mansfield for the second round of the tournament. Check your local listings, check with the high school. We'll see what happens, whether we have a crew or not. But that wraps it up here from the stadium. A final score, the Indians 32, Milton High School 20. From my broadcast partners, Andrew Thompson and Paul Santos, I'm Jim Thompson. Until next time, so long, everybody.